Hi there everybody, how's it going? This is Matt the Tomato right here. Thank you ever so much for tuning in and welcome back to SimCity 4. This is the playthrough where we are attempting to build one big city in the whole region. So basically the region is one big city. Thank you ever so much to everybody who's been following so far. Much appreciated. We're currently building up Western over here, which is the first significant development that we're building here. It's not high density, it's not, it's not going to be that great a place, but we're just looking to develop up a, nice low density sort of suburb area, and the major city is probably going to be further to the east is what we're thinking. But for now, we're just going to go low density. My initial plan was to not go high wealth. I didn't really want to do that, but because we've got this zone area developed here, we're looking at perhaps providing a few more services. It probably is actually going to be relatively advantageous to perhaps have slightly more high wealth around here. That being said, no, I don't think we're really going to try and do that. So I've got them. The thing is, if I give them all the basic services, then they will actually, the wealth will increase, but I did kind of want to just ram in a whole load of population here, but I guess maybe. Oh, I don't know now. But places already have started to develop, so maybe we could. If we provide them with a few more services like police and hospital, then they're definitely going to be high wealth. But yeah, we've given them water and everything as well, so it's probably going to be quite worthwhile. I didn't initially intend to, though, because obviously I'm developing up the industries as well. And obviously building a big-ass place with lots of industries around means the pollution is going to kind of kick around a little bit. So I suppose you could perhaps go with the Clean Air Act, but yeah, it's not really all that worth it, is it? So I think we will just carry on the way we're going, and if we do end up going with some high wealth properties, that's probably going to be fine. So, but we're not looking at actually developing up high-tech industry at all, because we're not going to go with the high school or anything like that. We're not going to go with the college. So. But if we end up getting some high wealth properties, then that's probably actually going to be okay. The demand isn't, it's slightly there, but it isn't quite. But we could obviously mess around with the taxes, and if we actively wanted to promote high wealth properties, then we'd drop the tax like mad, and we'd give them so many parks. I'd be building parks galore and everything like that, which I'm not doing. I've got a couple of tennis courts and whatnot, but that's about it. So I'm allowing high wealth to move in if they want to, but I'm not actively trying. So that's basically the message I'm trying to get across here. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's continue here. We clearly have a demand for residential, so let's continue. The good side here, though, is that some of these properties are relatively big. So in particular, we've got zones like this, for example. Like that. That's excellent. So it actually reduces the number of roads as well, which is kind of nice. So if we get bigger plots like that, then it's definitely worth taking those, because we're reducing the size of the plots. Which means, well, no, you got bigger plots, which means you're reducing the number of streets. So it's not a big old kerfuffle like this. You can see there's lots and lots of streets. It's all manic. Whereas this, much more spread out, lot more land, and you can definitely increase the wealth over there. So that would be a prime candidate for a zone to say, hey, let's give that all the services, and we'll lower the taxes and whatnot, and then we can really pump up the wealth in this zone. And you can get big mansions that like stretch the whole way between the two streets, and that's, yeah, you could definitely get that. So we could definitely do that. That being said, even though I've just had that entire conversation right there, I think we're going to go up with a police station. So we could go with if we wanted the deluxe one, you can either get a city size of 41,000, or with the rush hour expansion, there's a sneaky little drive that you can undertake to actually unlock it automatically. But we're not going to go with that. It's got a helicopter and stuff like that, but let's just go. And so if we look at the small one, you can see that that covers all of this area. So we could just build this small one, and maybe we could see, obviously, if the jail capacity gets too high, then we would have to manage that. But actually, I think I'm going to do this. I'm just going to build this small police station here. Let's build that in the middle there. Right. So, where's the entrance road here to this thing? Which way did I actually build this? That way. Right. Obviously, we're going to increase the funding anyway, but I just wanted to know, police need an escape. Of course they do. But, yeah, so let's do this. Across there. I'm actually going to bulldoze that and that, and go in like that instead. And that's one big plot as well. Wow. Fair enough. Okay. So yeah, we could do that. Oh, those guys no longer have a road. Lovely. Right. You know what? Let's do this whole lot again here. Right. Delete that. And zone in there like that for me. Bigger places as well. So again, if I was actively looking to try the high wealth and whatnot, I'd start dezoning some of these smaller areas and assigning larger plots, basically, is what I would be doing. Right, let's grab this police station here. Now we can increase the funding a little bit just to cover some of this area. But yeah, it's only got 20 cells, you see. So even though you've increased the range, if you do get too many criminals and whatnot, then you are kind of in trouble. So we've got that. I'm also going to go ahead and build a... Where is it? Yeah. I'm going to build a clinic. Now the clinic range is still relatively small, so actually I might go up with a proper hospital. Now the proper hospital, you can see, there is no range, because the hospital already had a really big range, so now it covers the entire city, basically. So, again, you just got to be watchful of that. I'm actually going to build this here. Let's build, yeah, you can see there, it just covers the whole zone. So, now what we can do with this, though, is obviously we can increase ambulance funding if we want to make sure we got lots of ambulances, but we can actually drop the funding in general, the local funding. So, spread this out a little bit here. Pockets picked, really, wow, okay, so we did actually have a fair number of patients. So let's go up to 1,000 then for now. That'll be fine. And yeah, we'll just allow that to be here. This is really annoying. Straight in there and sort that out, because that's a pain in the ass. So actually this little zone in the middle here is probably not going to be all that good and dandy. Right, we actually have some commercial demand though, so let's take strong advantage of that and zone in some more commercial around this area. I dropped away very, very fast, but that's one of those things. Okay, right, so continue then with the low density residential. Now this is currently extremely far away from the rest of the area. It's far away from these industries and everything like that, but that's where we're going to build these other industries over this side, which is where the commute time will suddenly be reduced. I also forgot to leave a gap there. Right, so we have some slightly bigger houses developing down here as well, so fair enough, I'm just going to allow that to be. Again, not actively trying, but okay, right, fair enough. So eventually we will put another school over here. And again, yeah, let's just build. Right, so they're smaller plots again, but that's fine. I'm not bothered at the moment. That would annoy me if I was trying to actively do high wealth properties and whatnot. That would absolutely annoy me. Right, a new house for the newly devout. So we got one down here, so let's build this one at the top here like that. So it's just a little bit, you know, easier. We'll probably get the prompt for another grave at some point as well. Imagining so. In terms of public transport, I don't think we need a lot. We could maybe go with some buses if we desperately wanted to, but obviously we got this is part of the we got the canals and stuff like that. So that's obviously part of the NAM. But yeah, we could just go with some buses. I suppose that would be fine. I'm not sure where though. Or maybe we don't even need to. You know what? No, we don't need to. Everybody can drive. We provided enough roads and whatnot. I think people can drive. So tough luck with that. I was very tempted to go with a bit of medium density residential in the middle here, but we could instead maybe build some better services. They're the landmarks. I suppose we could go with a museum. If we were actively building a proper big ass place, then yeah, that's what we could do. Some sort of park or whatnot. We could actually maybe look, so we've got big fire station there, sorry, a small fire station. We could build another one there, or we could build one large fire station in the middle that would obviously cover, as you can see, it would cover the whole map, which is probably better. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Let's go ahead and put a fire station there. And where's the other one? See, this is the thing with having bigger range here. Not actually... Right, that's the water pump, isn't it? I cannot see the other fire station. Actually cannot see it. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is, there. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Just spotted it. No. That's not what I wanted to do. Fine, you know what? Tennis court then. Gee whiz. Right. So yes, this one here has the full funding as well. So, and obviously it only has 2 fire engines. So again, if you had a lot of fires and whatnot, then obviously you would need to build more fire stations despite the coverage. But 2 fire engines. You also have the smoke detector program, so it's hopefully relatively unlikely that anything's going to break out here. So yeah, let's carry on. So we do have a relative demand for industry, actually, we do. So let's go ahead and build some more industry. So we have just about filled this up over here. So let's come over this way and build up some industries. So, not there. That's probably too big, actually. Yeah, let's just do that for now. And obviously the power will jump there because it's around that way. But that's just another area for people to go and work. We could maybe the next tile over, we can make a really large industry area with trains and everything like that. Yeah, they're complaining that they do need room. I do actually think another street along there would be quite ideal. And also, we could, you know, we can play around with some of this other stuff, like the pet malls and stuff like that. So when it comes to perhaps creating city centres and everything like that, we can, you know, we can create some pedestrianised zones. We can use the one-ways a little bit more. So yeah, there's lots and lots of things we can do here, thanks to these extra little mods. Yeah, this person's complaining over here that he doesn't have a job, and it's most likely because he is relatively far away from industries and whatnot. But also, there was a big demand for industry. There is, however, no commercial over this side. Interestingly, we've actually got some medium wealth commercial down this way. Which is kind of cool. But yeah, there is currently no commercial zones over on this this particular area. So if we actually develop a small amount of commercial over there, it's a bit more localized for these guys. Now, the other thing we could have done is maybe gone with mass transit and whatnot, but we don't really need to here. There are actually a good number of high wealth properties kicking around over here. And considering I'm not actually trying to get high wealth, that is rather cool. Right, again, that's really nice plot sizes, so let's go ahead and build that. Yeah, really nice plot sizes, wow. Let's do, yeah, sure, okay, let's do this. Now again, they're all complaining that they don't have jobs because we haven't zoned in much industry. So let's go ahead and get another batch of industry here. Really, that was too large. And this is one of the potential pitfalls, obviously, of having all of this here, is some of this industry will not be suitable for the particular people that have moved in. So in particular, obviously, we've got slightly more higher wealth place and things like that. There's actually a really big decline for bad industries. It's a demand for high tech. There is no high-tech. There's actually a fair bit of manufacturing kicking around, but I haven't tried. Like, obviously, the big demand for high-tech is there, so what that kind of suggests is they want the extra level of education, so we want to go high school and then college at that point, really. But we're not actively looking to do that in this city. Right, school. Yeah, because we haven't got that many going through elementary. But what we will do is we'll build another school that obviously covers this section over here. So let's make sure to get another one in there. Again, the funding is around about the same, but yeah, let's just allow that to run a little bit. And then, yeah, there's a good number of pupils over there as well. And of course, these ones in the middle here, people live there. They can decide whether to go to this one or that one. And in particular, some students from that one did actually go over to this one over here. So I say students, pupils, because it is only elementary. So, right. Let's get some commercial in there. I'm going to do this as well because it kind of reminds me that I need to develop residential on there. Of course, I haven't put up any plazas or anything like that. I've barely put up any parks or whatnot. So it's, you know, it's sort of, if I haven't actively tried to get any kind of high wealth or whatnot. I'm actually going to drop the commercial tax all the way down to 4 here. Just because I want to stimulate a bit more commercial demand to fill in these outer edges here. Which I don't necessarily have to do, but I will. So yeah, so there we go. A little bit more of a demand just kicked in there. We do need some more people. There's still people complaining they don't have jobs. So yeah, obviously that's probably more to do with the fact that they want higher tech jobs than anything else. Because there are plenty of industry spaces that are not being developed, and the overall industry demand is in fact relatively low. So. In which case, it might be worth just developing a bit more agriculture in this section. I think it is. So let's delete this road. Rid of that as well, because it had a piece of road in the middle of it there. So connect those back up, and you know, bit more farmland in there is going to be absolutely fine. Do I build one medium density building in the middle here? It's tempting, isn't it? Alright, 1. The rest of it can be low density. There we go. Cool, right. Let that build up a little bit more commercial demand. Obviously, the only thing I can really fill in now is the commercial, so because everything else I've built up all of that, so could just fill those in and then obviously wait a little while. This is not really the way you should do it. You should build it up as the demand comes in, but just to say that I can actually zone that in there. Okay. We just about finished with Western here. I don't need that power line anymore though. There we go. So if I wanted to actively develop this and look further into it, I would go into the ordinances. I would, you know, probably maybe do the Clean Air Act and stuff like that. Do lots and lots of things. Probably the carpool incentive. If I wanted to go mass transit, the Emission Reduction Act. Lots and lots of good things. Want to go pro reading as well, encourage more people, build high schools, plenty of things that I could actually be doing here. This is the guy who wants to build a casino, so you can unlock the casino, which is obviously one of the business deals. If you're low on money, then the casino would obviously be offered to you as a business deal, but you can unlock it through doing these. This is a cash one over here. Yeah, so plenty of cool things we could actually do with this city, but that's not what we're looking to do. We just wanted to create a small suburbia sort of area, a little bit of a town, you know, that's self-sustaining, very, very self-sustaining town with a bit of industry, got a garbage dump there as well, so we might be able to actually dump some more garbage over there from another city. So we are going to save and exit here because we have done with this city here. Cool, okay, so yeah, as it looks, it's just farmlands and it's a bit of a town in the middle there. Now the transportation map's going to look a little bit dumb. In fact, it does look dumb because there's no real setup there. You can also show the city names and whatnot. Okay, right. So, what do we want to do next? Well, part of me wants to do the London style with a big ring road running around the outside and maybe some, you know... But we could do lots and lots of rivers, but certainly the idea of a ring road running around the outside is kind of a way I do want to go. So how about then we grab this tile? And we're going to do some bits and bobs here. So, actually, yeah, I did run a couple of avenues down here. But what we could do is we could create our first river. So, let's have a river that's basically relatively straight, but it does come in this way. So we'll have a river that's coming in here, and that we'll develop that. We'll work a way of how how we're going to do that, and we'll have a motorway coming in here. So we'll have a motorway, and obviously these two avenues can then be seen as perhaps the access to the town that we've just built to the north over here. So yeah, let's go with that then. I don't think we want to do anything else in God mode here. Now we could obviously create canyons and everything like that, and I do want to do that at some point. But I'm just going to call this one then Riverside. But actually, no, not even Riverside. Because it's not. I'm not going to build a town. Riverside is like, I don't really know. Or we could name the river. That's a good one. Let's go river. Worthington. River Worthington. That's what it's going to be named, this river. I don't know. That is just a completely random name. But what we could do here is, with these avenues, we can just bring them a little bit further in here, and I can create a motorway junction, or for Americans, highways. This one. Now, part of me actually does want to carry on. Oh, see, I'm actually very tempted marginally by a cloverleaf here. Right, let's make sure we get it in the correct piece here. There. Right, so we'll go with the cloverleaf. You have to extend it, obviously, away from the there. So let's get the motorway coming in out here. So this is going to be a motorway that is eventually going to come down here and is eventually going to join a ring road. And this is going to be the main motorway that's going to go out towards the west, basically. We could, obviously, if maybe you think about London or Paris or something like that, you've got motorways spewing out in all sorts of directions. So we don't necessarily just have to have one to the west, one to the north. We don't necessarily have to do that. We certainly could. We could build multiple motorways in different directions. So this is very much going to be more of a transportation network build here, where it's not going to be a lot going on here. We could, however, say we do have some farmland to the north here. We could definitely build some agriculture along this way. But I'm basically just going to keep this going here, and actually I'm going to build a big bridge over there. This one's just going to be a T-junction, but that one down there is actually going to be a road that's going to carry on and is going to be a bridge. So for this one then, we need to grab the T intersections, and we need to drop it down, and then you can use the home key to rotate. So I have struggled with that in the past, of trying to work out how to rotate things. That is in the right spot. I'm bloody hoping it is, because otherwise I've got to bulldoze it and start again. What? Oh, there we go. Yes, it is in the right spot. Lovely. So you have to extend a tiny little bit of a way off of there before you can drive into an avenue. So I'm basically reducing it from 3 lanes to 2 lanes, and then obviously we can then cut it down at some point. So connect this one up to there, please, and then this one is going to then run in here, and that is the part that's going to go and possibly join a ring road at some point. Okay. Then here we're going to build ourselves a wondrous bridge. Right, so I'm not sure we necessarily want it to be okay for ferries, because I don't think there's going to be any ferries running out here. But we could create something, marginally artistic. But I do like this one, that it raises up and down. I do like the idea of that. But then you can play around with it and do all sorts. Actually, I might do this. That's kind of cool. I like that. Let's play around with that, and let's build this one. And that can just go off down that way to go to somewhere else. Okay. Now, that's just about all I want to do here, really. So, I guess I could keep up with the agriculture theme that we had before. So, we can build some farmland off of here. But then, that's not how I want to do it, you see. So, the first thing I need to do is de-zone that bit in the middle of there. And I suppose it wouldn't hurt to maybe do... See, it's going to look a bit silly if I just have a road running through the middle there. Don't actually think I need a road there. I don't think so. go. Let's go with some wind turbines. So let's build a couple of these. Probably going to be fine. You do tend to see. Shut up. You do tend to see wind turbines built alongside motorways. That is a thing. Right, and again here, I don't want a road as such, like that. But what I will do is I'll do a marginal cheat here. So actually, let's run a road along here. We'll build a few houses along here actually. Let's run that one down there, so it's like a riverside, it's just a road that runs along the river. And we'll build a few homes down there. We won't do too much. And what I'll do is I'll do a slight cheat where I'll build a second bridge. If I built the other one that's okay for ferries, I should probably build this one as well. Okay, so let's do that. And run this one into here. There. With the base game, you automatically built a bridge over a motorway like that, which was kind of nice. And then create the streets. So, just like that, basically. There. And just have a couple of streets running in like that. We could probably... No, we do need that one. That's a bit annoying. And just do that. And we could build a little bit more on the other side. There would be no harm in doing that, I don't think. Obviously, it's building those streets to connect there, but they're not actually connected. So we could do this. We could have a little bit more running over there, for example. We've got the wind turbines. And yeah, just continue the farmland theme that we've got here. Although I could probably do with building a road through there. Yeah, let's get a road going through there like that. That'll be fine. I'm just making it sort of slightly wonky so it's a little bit more realistic, because it's not straight, is it? It's not going to be straight all the way along there. So, that's fine. So part of me actually thinks I should have just built a proper power plant, but hey-ho. So let's build a power plant down here then. But we're only going to go with natural gas because we're barely going to build anything here. So let's just run a street around the outside of that because I can't remember what side. And... oh, it has to be a road, doesn't it? It connects to an avenue like that. There we go. Right. So again, let's just run a power plant out there. And let's run some power lines across like this. I'll keep the wind turbines, but let's run some power lines over there. And then we'll leave that as is, actually. I'm not going to build any more. I'm not going to build anything over there. Just going to leave that like that as a blank zone. And let's get a small amount of residential. So, we could maybe regard this as like a small village of some sorts on the outside here. So you've got houses over there like that. We'll build a little bit of commercial, so we'll have a couple of shops. Let's design this slightly. Okay, so let's do that. We'll have a street running off of there, and we'll have a street running off of here like that. And we'll have a couple of extra homes along here. So it's a little bit more rural. I suppose it could have maybe gone with the wild animals, I suppose. That might have been a good idea. But yeah, so just isolated spots of residential in and around here. Like that. And obviously I will probably have to run a power line basically between them all. So let's sort of run a power line roughly along there like that. Like that. Because it does have a little bit of a range that you can kind of exploit. So yeah, just connect it up like that, basically. And it does look a little bit ugly with those power lines, but that's kind of reflective of reality. Power lines run between places like that. That is perfectly normal. So yeah, just a few little isolated builds like that. We don't have to fill up the whole map. So, and obviously they're all complaining they don't have any jobs. I doubt it, but yeah, let's get a tiny bit of industry running in over there. I suppose we can pull up a mayor's chair. Put that there. There we go. A little bit of industry over that way will probably just sort that problem. So there we go. All those people have now got places to go and work. So, and then all of this agriculture is developed over here. Lovely. That is all I need to do with this one. Right. So, oh, the commercial didn't develop. So basically we now got a river that's running through here. So if we have a quick look at the transportation map, we can therefore see this motorway coming in here, and there's lots of other different roads that run around, which is kind of normal. And then we'll have some sort of connection, and we'll begin a ring road that runs around the outside. Now, one thing I do want to do is I do want to build an actual, like, proper industrial area. That's definitely something I want to get going. So I want a proper industrial park. And to do that, I think we're going to need to build an industrial park in one tile and then a residential zone in the other. So we might actually do something in and around here where perhaps we build a town over here full of residential and then a big industrial park where basically the motorway is going to go. And yeah, so we can build those industries nice and close to the motorway. So obviously they have free access to get around. And then obviously we'll then have the residential area over here and we'll connect everybody up in there. So we might have another motorway running through here. That is perfectly possible. But if not, we'll get a couple of avenues going across there. And we might just sort of interchange between these two here. And so we'll go residential and we'll jump back a little bit so these two can be very, very in sync with each other. We'll have a massive landfill and whatnot. You know, we can do stuff like that. Get all the trash over there. And maybe we will actually try and make a low density but high wealth place that people can then commute to. So we'll maybe get a train track coming in through here as well. That is another potential idea that we could use. In fact, we might use the train instead of the motorway in this one because we've already got a motorway that runs across there. So what I think we'll do is in the next few episodes, we'll start interchanging between these two tiles and we'll have one high wealth area over here with residential, and then we'll have a big pile of industry over in this zone over here. And with this the high wealth residential over here, might put a focus on education to try and get the high tech industries that we might demand that we can then work on in this tile to make some cleaner industries. And I think that's what we're going to do with these two tiles. But that's it for now. Cheers for watching, guys. This has been myself, Matt Tomato. Be sure to subscribe to follow the series. And any requests, anything like that, please do let me know in the comment section. Otherwise, peace out, guys. Stay safe, stay well, look after yourselves, and join me next time.